and your latest column at NBCSports.com. If it's up to fans, Bill Parcells is never getting into Patriots Hall of Fame. We were kind of discussing it here, and the New York, New Jersey guy next to my New England guy is like, of course he's getting in the Hall of Fame. And the New England guys go, hold on a minute, So I give you the floor on what this is all about, what's being played out right now in Patriots land.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Patriots started the Hall of Fame in 2007. They said one guy in at a time. Well, they didn't know what was going to happen for the next 13 years was going to create such a line at the front door. They also made it fan vote. We, as a selection committee, put up 3 candidates. And every year we put up the 3 candidates, and then the fans vote on them. And every time Parcells has been one of the 3 candidates up for a vote, he finishes a distant third. So you got a 79-year-old who helped rebuild this franchise and legitimize it and took it to a Super Bowl and made it so much more compelling than it was, who, unless he is somehow ushered into the hall through the back door, is probably not going to get in before he passes away. That's the truth. It's Welker, it's Mankins, it's Vrabel, it's Seymour, it's Wilfork, it's Gronkowski, it's Brady, it's Belichick. You cannot put Parcells on with any of those people and expect him to get in. So, to me, I think they have to backdoor the situation because Patriots fans don't forget what happened in 96, and they don't forget that from 97 to 2000, he actively, tried to undercut the Patriots at every turn.
Well,
so it's fascinating.
Walk through what he did in 96 for people who don't know or remember.
Oh, sure. In 96, Terry Glenn was on the draft board. The Patriots wanted to follow the draft board. Bobby Greer and Robert Kraft and Parcells did not want Terry Glenn. So he was overruled. They took Glenn. And that sealed Parcells and Kraft's relationship in that timetable. And as a result, at the end of that season, when the Patriots made it to the Super Bowl because the Jacksonville Jaguars knocked off the Denver Broncos and the Patriots didn't have to play the Broncos, Patriots end up in the Super Bowl and Parcells was already signed, sealed, delivered to the Jets. And he spent a portion of the week on the phone trying to figure out a way to get himself to New York. Well, he didn't fly home with the Patriots after they lost that Super Bowl, and soon thereafter he got himself to the Jets. And after he got to the Jets, he signed Curtis Martin to a poison pill contract the next year. And he did everything he could to wrangle and rankle the Patriots for the next 3 years. And then when Bill Belichick was set to quit and come to New England, Parcells tried to block him. So, Patriots fans remember well all that stuff. And that's why when you put it in their hands, they go, no, he was a traitor.
Well, yeah. So I guess that, by that respect, I don't know, do the Jets fans have a vote on whether Belichick gets into the Jets Hall of Fame? Because look, when you put it all into it, Belichick let's put it this way: would Belichick be the current coach of the Patriots if Parcells never walked through the door?
Great question. I don't know. Would they have crossed paths someplace else, or would it be Don Capers?
I don't. You know what I mean? Like seriously. Again,
would the Patriots be in New England if Parcells hadn't walked through the door?
They could be in Hartford, Connecticut. I remember that. When I was on. They were talking about it seriously, Tom. Right?
And that was even after they were successful. That's when Pete Carroll was here. They weren't just talking about it. He sat down and signed a contract to go to Hartford. Kraft did with the governor, John Rowland. I'll send you the picture. No, he looks like he's going to be sick to his stomach.
Hey, man, I was on SportsCenter at the time, and we were all sitting there saying, are we going to have an NFL team in our backyard? Are we literally going to be able to sit here in Bristol? I'm serious. We're going to be sitting here on SportsCenter in Bristol, Connecticut, and take a less than 10-minute drive, depending on traffic, and be in an NFL facility. Are we really going to do that? And and I was walking around. And that was just a few weeks after I was so stunned that an NHL team played in the mall in Hartford. I went to see Yager and Lemieux. By the way, I think both about a hat trick one night against the poor Hartford Whale, in the mall. And I remember sitting there thinking, are we really going to get the Patriots here in Hartford? And obviously that didn't happen. But, Kraft is who he is and where he is in the pantheon of the NFL for, in his own right. But it did start with Kraft turning to Bill, right, and changing everything around. And Parcells is the one who brought Belichick to New England, and then he brought Belichick with him to the Jets. And then when the Jets and Parcells, fell apart with Leon Hess, the owner of the Jets. I mean, let's do the whole lineage here. Leon Hess, the owner of the Jets, sold the team to Woody Johnson, and I guess Belichick read the writing on the wall, and he's like, I'm going to New England. And he resigned on a cocktail napkin, and that was the end of that. Would any of that happen if Parcells had never walked through the door in New England? Any of it?
Yeah. I mean, one detail on that, too, was Parcells was actually hired by James Bush Orthwein. Kraft bought the team after Parcells was named head coach. So it wasn't Kraft's pick. So that was kind of a Leon Hess, Woody Johnson situation for Parcells a little bit that he didn't escape from. So, but here's the thing. Parcells being who he is and Kraft being who he is, and both of the men being 79 years old, they should have a day here, and they should find a way to get it done because they're closer to the end than the beginning quite suddenly, as we all are. So
I guess that's the ultimate question, and then we could spend a couple minutes on one other subject, but I guess all comes down to what RKK thinks of all this. What does Robert Kraft think?
I think he likes the opportunity to show that hatchets are buried, and we'll see if he comes up with a way to do it. Stacey, Stacey James, has poured a lot of effort and sweat into that Hall of Fame and crafting it in a certain way. And every year he busts his ass to make sure that we do a good job to put it together.
Yep.
So it kind of would suck if we figure out a different way to get a guy into the club that is outside the realm.
Sure.
I think Stacey would say, what are we doing? We can't do this, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.